Most people know the building. Most people say the name, but very few people know the story behind it. The Ralph H. Johnson Veteran Affairs Medical Center in Charleston, South Carolina, isn't named after a politician. It's not named after a donor. It's named after a young Marine who made the ultimate sacrifice. Ralph Henry Johnson was just 19 years old, a United States Marine, a Vietnam War veteran, a kid from South Carolina who answered the call. In June of 1968, during combat in Vietnam, Johnson's unit came under attack. Grenades began raining down. Ralph Johnson didn't hesitate. He didn't look for cover. He didn't think about himself. He threw himself on the grenade. He gave his life so others could live. For that act of courage, Ralph H. Johnson was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor, the highest military decoration in the United States. So every time a veteran walks through those doors, every time a family finds care, every time a life is saved inside that hospital, they're walking into a place of true valor. Not a name on a wall, not just a sign on a building, but a story, a sacrifice, a reminder of what service really means. So the next time you hear the name Ralph H. Johnson, ask yourself, did you know his story? There we go, guys. I don't know what happened in the first part of that video. I will replay that. But I want to welcome you into Andrews the Podcast. Here's a story that has been going on for some time now with the city of Lake City, South Carolina. So if you know somebody from Lake City, South Carolina, tag them in this right here. They may want to hear this. I don't know if this was because everybody heard about, the town teetering on bankruptcy, not being able to pay its bills. Well, there was a report that came out in the News and Courier, Post and Courier. And it was an investigative report that came out, and it detailed some of the things that why the city of Lake City finds itself in the situation that it is in today. And so, of course, we are here today to unpack and break down that article that I ran across in the Post and Courier. Actually, I ran across it in the Kingstree News. And the question is, what happens when city officials travel first and pay bills later? Because that's exactly what happened in Kingstree, South Carolina. That didn't happen in Kingstree, South Carolina. Kingstree, I apologize. That's exactly what happened in Lake City, South Carolina. Excuse me, y'all. I was in Kingstree yesterday paying a traffic ticket. So shout out to the court system down there, and the trooper who threw the tickets out or whatever. But anyway, Lake City, South Carolina, and this is not a rumor. This is not speculation or, social media hype. This comes from bank records, purchase logs, public documents, and like I said, an investigative report by the Post and Courier, where they did a really good job on that. And so what are we talking about? What happened in Lake City, South Carolina? Why is the taxpayers' money under scrutiny in Lake City? Good old Lake City, South Carolina, sat in Florence County. Keep that in your pocket there. Over the last 2 years, here's what's been going on. Over the last 2 years, city officials spent tens of thousands of taxpayers' dollars on travel, dinners, flights, hotels, restaurant, rental cars, all while the city's reserves were shrinking. Okay. Um, and this is all done under the leadership. We got to put the leaders in, got to give them their credit, under the leadership of Lake City Mayor Yamika Robinson. And Ms. Robinson, again, this is in the Post and Courier, so you are welcome to come on board and, say your piece or whatever. So I'm just going by what the document's saying. And you are the leader, you are the mayor, so got to start with you. And some of the answers that she gave were just mind blowing, to say the least. But we'll get to that, right? And so, what's at the heart of this? Again, like I said, over the last 2 years, over $90,000, and I want you to keep that figure in mind, $90,000, right? Over 2 years, $45,000 a year doesn't sound like much, but it is. Okay. Now, one of the big things that came up in this article was this Washington D.C. trip right here, in particular, right? And again, you can find that article in the Kingstree News. This Washington D.C. trip right here, and you see the folks there from Lake City. They went on this trip, and records show that they spent over $22,000 on this D.C. trip. Now, this trip was supposed to be taken to go up there so that they could secure funding. Okay, they could go up there and talk to the lobbyists and bring some money back home. That's the idea behind them taking this $22,000 of the taxpayers' money of Lake City, South Carolina, and going to DC to advocate for Lake City. And according to reports, no funding was secured on that week-long trip to DC. No measurable return for that travel cost piled up. And on that trip, they stayed in very nice hotels. They ate at very nice restaurants. And it was all done on the taxpayers' dime. Also in that report, they talk about some Amazon purchasing, right? And they got the records. They got the they got the records. They have the records. Y'all know my thing. Documentation beats what? Say it with me. Conversation. Okay. Let's get down to some of these records here that they got in and share with y'all. So that DC trip, again, cost over $22,000. It included upscale hotels, transportation services, sightseeing. I don't know, 8 people, $22,000, over $22,000. Do you think that's too much per? So what is that? 8 people divided by 22. It's about a little over $3,000. So a little under $3,000 a piece. It's like 20. That's like $2,700 a piece. Do you think you could go to DC and for a little less than that? And a big part of the bill that came back was on this, guys. Let me put it on the screen, put the words on the screen so y'all can see it. A big part of that trip. Now remember, that trip was supposed to go up there. They were supposed to secure money for the citizens of Lake City. And all reports say that they ain't brought back nothing. They're supposed to go get the championship, and they went and party. But a lot of that money was spent on sightseeing, which is something you can do for free in DC. I mean, DC ain't but one big sightseeing thing. And we need to check on the mayor of Andrews, because he was just in DC. Y'all remember we did that show from DC, and I was wondering, is Andrews paying for that trip right there? We'll talk to him about that later. We'll be on tonight with one of the guys that's coaching in the Shrine Bowl, and so we'll be on later tonight with that. But right now, we're talking about the city by the lake, Lake City. Is there a lake in the city by Lake City? I don't know. I've always wondered that. I know ain't no money in Lake City. Look at these people behind me, all broke, got their pockets out. That is crazy right there. All right, let's keep it going because there is more. Um, Again, they didn't secure any grants, no money on the DC trip. They took a bunch of pictures. They look good. And so some of the reported excuses, right? I got to put this on the screen. These are quotes. These are and if they're wrong, the Post and Courier got them wrong. Okay, not Andrews the podcast, who you guys love so much that you're gonna hit that like button. But yeah, some of the excuses are going to blow your mind. And let me put them up there. These were captured by obviously by the folks at the Post and Courier. The first one, right? This is a classic one right here. This is a classic one right here. This one. And that's attributed to the mayor. She said, I didn't know it was taxpayers' money. What y'all selling? What y'all selling? Dope at out there, out the back or something? Who money was it? Okay, I got another one for you here. Hold on. And again, guys, go find this article. It's an extensive article in the King Street News, but it is worth a read. It's worth a read. I tell you, it's worth a read. It's worth a read. It's worth a read. Okay, here's another excuse. I'm gonna just read it. It said somebody said it was planned by others. Okay, and it all falls on the head. You wanna be the boss, you gotta pay the cost. She said she ain't know who money it was and where the money was coming from. And also, they said that and so and what I want to accomplish here is because the people of Lake City, you're gonna have to go up there and you really need to know what to be asking. It's not I'm sure you guys I haven't even got to the worst part yet. Okay. I haven't even got to the worst part on why this kind of frivolous spending and immature behavior, if you ask me, is dangerous for the future of a city. This is what's going on right now in Lake City, South Carolina, right? Some questions. What were the safeguards? You know what I mean? Not knowing is not a safeguard, Mayor. That don't work. And I don't understand how this didn't trigger a larger investigation. I don't know. One of the things that came up in the article is the fact that the credit card was passed around. Remember I said about the Amazon purchases? Tens of thousands of dollars was spent on Amazon purchasing balloons, bikes, toys, and And again, the list is in that article. Let me see if I can find a few more of them to list, guys. It's crazy. Decorations, party supplies, and it's all, hey, we're doing this for the town, but it's just like, here, go buy it. And there's no oversight. So you just spend whatever you spend. Oh, by the way, I just ordered another drone in there too. You know what I mean? Don't even worry about it. Taxpayers got it. They got it. The 6,000 people in Lake City got it. That's what we do. And some of the things that was found to be a problem, right, with this crew right here. Excuse me, that's the leader of the crew right there. With this crew right here in DC, in the nation's capital, is that they didn't have a system where there was strong paper trails for spending this money. Again, they passed the credit card around like a joint. Everybody take a hit and getting high off the tax people's money. And there is a procurement policy in Lake City that was completely ignored. So there are policies in place to you know what I mean, to stop this kind of thing. But nobody was watching. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta understand that elections have consequences. I don't care who you are, but they got consequences, because at the end of the day, transparency matters. That's the only thing that matters. Somebody admitted that they laid out everything you're not supposed to do. So somebody is gonna be willing to talk. They should come on the podcast. You know who made that quote. You know which one of you in this picture made that quote. I know who did too, but so what are the consequences of this kind of ridiculous behavior by city officials? What are the what are what happened? What had happened was the city's on the verge of financial collapse. Also, I remember them having this emergency meeting where they slashed $2 million from the budget, and they laid off some workers. Merry Christmas. Bring that back up there. And that means that city services are being slashed also, because if there's, you're making cuts to different departments, that's going to be cuts to different people, police force, firefighter, blah, 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 dot, which I don't know if the fire. I don't know if that's connected to the city of Lake City or to Florence County. Don't know, but somebody get in the comment section and tell me about that. Now, here's the big one. Here's where your incompetence hurts the future of your city, right? You guys watch this podcast. So some of you, if you don't, thank you for tuning in. Maybe you should hit the like button, maybe not. I don't know. But you guys hear us talk about grants, and that's one of the keys to the comeback of the city of Andrews, South Carolina, is their ability to acquire grants, right? And what a lot of folks don't fully understand is that the grants is just not free money. You have to have some skin in the game. In other words, in order for you to get this money, you're gonna have to show the people who's giving the money that you have money, that you're not just, broke, just trying to bum. You got to have some skin in the game. And so you have to have what's called a grant match. I'm sure it's got another name to it, but I'm just kind of keeping it on my level. You got to have some money Okay, we're going. So in the case of Lake City, you guys lost a $750,000 grant because you didn't have $26,000 in the bank. Okay, so you lost nearly $1 million with the $26,000. There would have been $1 million that you guys lost because these people want to go and hobnob up in DC instead of staying at the Motel 8. They at the Mondrian. I don't know if that's in I think that's LA, but you know what I'm saying. They spent $22,000 and then they say, hey, I don't know what happened. I wish I can go and ball out in DC with a budget like that. Of course I'm ordering filet mignon. Oh, and Dom Perignon, no Boone Hill that weekend, buddy. That's the problem with government money. When the people not watching, they get to spending. So you guys missed out on a $750,000 grant that could have been used to do some roads, work, whatever, some infrastructure. Because I know all of these small towns suffering from water issues, and we just had this big cold snap right there, man. That's money. But that's the way it goes. You understand what I'm saying? That's the way it goes, man. And so to the people of Lake City, South Carolina, what I would say to you guys is get you a new mayor, first of all, as soon as you can. Nice looking lady, but I don't know. I didn't know that was the taxpayers' money. That's like that Dave Chappelle joke when he got pulled over by the police and his friend told the police, I didn't know I couldn't do that. Let me tell you something, girl. I ain't gonna get crazy right now, but that ain't right. That ain't right. Oh, baby, there we go. Here 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 we go. I got you, Shaq. Let me put that link out there for you, buddy. Let me put that link out there for you. Let's see here. Invite guests. Copy that bad boy right there. Cause my classmate live in Lake City. So yeah, I definitely want to know what y'all boy thinking out that way, cause it is crazy. All right, there's that link right there, big dog. Matter of fact, let me go and I'll send it to you through Messenger on Facebook. That's what I'll do. I'll pop that in there. Yeah, man. Um, these people jumping up in these damn offices wanting to run. I want to run for office. I want to run for office. I want to run for office. Well, guess what? Your damn feet gonna be held to the fire, man. I mean, because you could just do the right thing. That's kind of easy to do. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's not when you get that free money, and it's not free money. It's y'all money. Y'all, it's y'all Lake City. Y'all they just dropped they messed up the bag. They you know that song? Fibble the bag and fumble and fibble the tipple. And y'all don't know that song. I didn't even sing it right. But that song, whatever it is, you get the bag, something fumbling. Anyway, a $750,000 grant was lost. That's just think about the grants that they didn't go after because they didn't have the money in there. Because that's what these people want to see. Hey, look, we're gonna send you this $750,000. What kind of money you got over there? Show me this money you got. You need to be able to show something. You just can't just come to the party. Just like I said, you gotta have some skin in the game, cuz. Got to have some skin in the game. I'm gonna write a book, man. I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write the book for the mayor. And we're gonna call that book "This Is How You Do It" for $600 a month. These positions, if you're looking to increase your social status, if you're looking to get rich in politics, you're a criminal from the start. That's not what that's about, especially on a local level. It ain't enough money to steal and not get caught. Right? Tiffany Cooks, allegedly, and the crew. So, and this is going on in Williamsburg County. I keep throwing Williamsburg County as a damn bus for no reason. This is happening in Florence County. The reason why I said that is because last night I was listening as the citizens came together in the public hearing about the solar farms, and the council voted on behalf of the citizens and in the interests of the citizens. But a lot was said, and there's a there's a there's an how do I say this? There's an assumption, right? And you know, assumptions are the mother of all. You know what I mean? That Florence is doing so much, so good. And I hear that, but then again, I listen to other political shows, other podcasts, specifically one of the radio shows that broadcast out of the host is from the Florence area. And he talks about Florence County politics. And he specifically talks about the dysfunctionality in Florence County. One thing about Florence County that he specifically always talks about is the fact that Florence County is not growing. Everywhere else around is growing population wise, but another conversation. Yeah, man. So I don't know. These folks are y'all better get y'all hand out these people pocket. In Lake City, South Carolina, sitting there, y'all we done spent the money. We went to DC and ball out on y'all. Went to DC and ball. All right, let me play this thing here. I don't know if it got cut off in the beginning, but all of you who've been to the Charleston area, you passed the Veterans Hospital. But did you know this? The building. Most people say the name, but very few people know the story behind it. Ralph H. Johnson Veteran Affairs Medical Center in Charleston, South Carolina. Is it named? Okay, I don't know what is going on. I don't know what is going on, folks. I really don't. I really don't. But yeah, I learned myself about that story, about Ralph H. Johnson. Didn't know. You know, I knew about I knew the name, the Ralph, right there in Charleston, but had no clue. And I don't know why this video is doing this to me now. Let's try one more time. Most people know the building. Most people say the name, but very few people know the story behind it. Ralph H. Johnson Veteran Affairs Medical Center in Charleston, South Carolina, isn't named after a politician. It's not named after a donor. It's named after a young Marine who made the ultimate sacrifice. Ralph Henry Johnson was just 19 years old, a United States Marine, a Vietnam War veteran, a kid from South Carolina, who answered the call. In June of 1968, during combat in Vietnam, Johnson's unit came under attack. Grenades began raining down. Ralph Johnson didn't hesitate. He didn't look for cover. He didn't think about himself. He threw himself on the grenade. He gave his life so others could live. For that act of courage, Ralph H. Johnson was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor, the highest military decoration in the United States. So every time a veteran walks through those doors, every time a family finds care, every time a life is saved inside that hospital, they're walking into a place of true valor. Not a name on a wall, not just a sign on a building, but a story, a sacrifice, a reminder of what service really means. So the next time you hear the name Ralph H. Johnson, ask yourself, did you know his story? Hey guys, I apologize if it's skipping. I don't know why it's doing that now, but anyway. And like it says, it's to be continued. And this has been inspired by the knowledge that I gained about stolen valor. And what stolen valor is the opposite of what Ralph H. Johnson is, and people like him. These are people that gave it all. These are people that risked it all. And to find out that you got people in these VFW organizations wearing medals, claiming things that they never achieved, I think it's only right that we all learn about the real men of valor, the real men of honor. So we'll be doing those shorts, just keeping it going. It's pretty much what I wanted to say about that. So, all right. Hey, Eddie, listen, man, we'll pop back in. I need to run to the store. And because I definitely want to get your input on that situation. But to the Miss Mayor of and your colleagues here, I am going to recommend this to you guys. In times of trouble, you need someone who knows the law, knows the community, and knows how to fight for you. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, right here in Kingstree, South Carolina, is committed to protecting your rights and protecting your future. From criminal defense, personal injury, to family law. When the stakes are high, experience matters, and so does someone who listens. Call today and get a competent, passionate, and effective legal team on your side. Because when life hits hard, you don't have to go through it alone. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, justice for real people, serving the Kingstree and surrounding South Carolina communities. Call now or visit the website today or stop by for a free consultation.